In today's video, I'm gonna be sharing with you some techniques and strategies to maximize your FICO credit score. Now, oftentimes people might assume that because they paid off their accounts or they're not carrying any balance on their credit cards, that they're maximizing their credit score, but it's more of a balancing act of different credit behavior. All right, so here we're on My FICO. Right here, it tells you the top positive and negative factors that affected your FICO credit score. So right here, you have no missed payments on your credit accounts. Number two, you've limited the use of available revolving credit. And right here, these are going to be important ones, right? You've shown recent use of credit cards and or bank issued open-ended accounts. Also, you have a sufficient number of accounts that are currently paid as agreed. But when you look right here, you have a lack of a recent activity on a non-mortgage installment account. Your credit report shows a zero balance on non-mortgage accounts, such as auto loans, student loans, or a lack of sufficient recent information about your loans. Having a non-mortgage installment loan with no missed payments and a low balance along with other types of credit demonstrates that a person is able to manage a variety of credit types. Having zero utilization loan balance to loan amount ratio is considered slightly more risky than having a low installment loan ratio. FICO is literally telling you that if you have a paid off account with zero installment utilization, that's considered more risky than having a low utilization on a installment loan. Now, that might sound somewhat counterintuitive because wouldn't having no debt be considered better than having a little bit of debt? According to FICO, that's not the case. Now, I'm gonna read this again. Having a zero installment loan balance to loan amount ratio is considered slightly more risky than having a low installment loan utilization. Now, you might be wondering why a paid off loan is considered more risky than a loan with very low utilization. Now, the reason why is because a loan with very low utilization demonstrates recent activity and recent use. So how you're currently managing loan accounts. Now, of course, having a paid off account definitely holds a lot of weight, but recent use is a better assessment of your current activity. So you may have paid off a loan 5-10 years ago, but how does that really tell your credit behavior and activity today? Now, one thing you can do to maximize your FICO credit score is look at some of the details of your FICO credit report. Now, I'm just going to share this example with you. This is a $25,000 credit limit with Navy Federal. Now, a couple of details that you want to pay attention to on the credit report is last activity, right? So as you can see right here, the last activity is January 2022. So now this is what you would consider a dormant credit account. Now, this doesn't show recent activity because it's been more than 6 months since this credit account has been used. Now, one thing you want to make sure is that you're using the account so that they don't go to dormant status, because once it goes to dormant status, then it doesn't show recent use. And also, another risk you run with dormant accounts is that some credit card issuers might close the account. Now, a couple things you can do to improve your FICO credit score. Let's say, for example, you have a ton of different credit cards, and when you have a lot of credit cards, sometimes it's hard to put use and spend on all of the credit cards. One thing you can do is just periodically, let's say at least once every 6 months, put a transaction on those dormant credit cards because it's showing recent use of the credit cards. Now, when it comes to installment loans, oftentimes when you pay off an installment loan, such as a personal loan or maybe even an auto vehicle loan, your credit score is going to take a dip. Now, the reason why it's taking a dip is because that account is no longer active because it's closed out. You paid it off. And as I just showed you, having an installment loan with zero utilization is more risky than having an open installment account with low utilization. So one thing that you can do is maybe open up a shared secured account. Let's say you have $10,000. You open up a shared secured loan where you put down a deposit. They'll lock that deposit into a savings account, and then they'll basically issue you the $10,000 right back. And so then let's say you take $9,000 out of that $10,000 to pay down the principal on that loan, and then you just pay that $1,000 remaining balance over a certain period of time. So at least now you have an active installment account on your credit report and you're making payments towards it. So that's one of the ways that you can improve your FICO score. So to improve your FICO score, what you want to do is show recent activity and recent usage. Anyways, that's all for today's video. Let me know your comments and questions right down below. And until next time, take it easy and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.